Hello, in today's video we're going to cover how to pick stitches up in Entrelac on both the wrong side and the right side. This technique is used in our berry basket blanket pattern as well as our Entrelac scarf pattern. So it's hard to tell because I am ready to go picking stitches up here, but we've got our base triangles. There's 1, 2, and 3. In this example here, and I've got one left side triangle all finished, and I am here at the point where my instructions tell me now I need to pick up and purl 8 stitches on the wrong side of my work. So I have the wrong side facing. Here's my purl bumps, and here are these beautiful slip stitches that we made when we were doing our base triangles or your previous rectangles if you're already in a little further in your pattern. And what I like to do before I start picking these up is to just count out where I'm going to get my 8 stitches. You can kind of see these big elongated stitches are nice to see. And if we start here and we say this will be stitch 1 right here, we would say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and that puts number 8 right here at the very base of the corner. And that's great. That's going to work out exactly how we want. So in our patterns, picking up stitches on the wrong side, picking up and purling, is actually what you will encounter first before picking up stitches on the right side. So we're going to cover that first. So we've just finished our left side triangle. Our yarn's coming out of this stitch on the wrong side. We're ready to pick up and purl. So the very first stitch we counted when we tested it out was this one right here. So we're just going to put the needle in from the back to the front, just like this. And we're going underneath this entire stitch right here. We're going to go underneath the whole thing. We don't want to go under just one leg of the stitch. We don't want to just go under that because that can pull really awkwardly and create a gap in our work. So we're going to go from the back to the front under both legs of that stitch, that edge stitch. We're going to wrap our yarn around like we're purling, and we're going to bring out a live stitch. There's number 1. Number 2 is going to go right here, right in there like that. Wrap it around and bring it out. 2. Here's number 3. Whoop. Wrap it around, bring it out. Here's number 4. Now we're on much bigger yarn and needles than our patterns call for, just for demonstrating purposes, if you're wondering why this looks so chunky. Here's number 5. Wrap and bring it out. And I'm using my left hand to kind of manipulate the fabric and make it easier for me to put my needle in and get the stitches out. So you can do the same. Here's number 6, right in here. Wrap it around, bring it out. Here's number 7, which is the last of our really elongated slip stitches. And then number 8 is going to frequently be down kind of in the corner. One last little tight little stitch. We're going to bring that out. And now we've got 8 stitches picked up and purled right here. And if we turn it around, ready to work our first row of our tier 1 rectangle, we can see that that left a nice selvage, really clean, right along this edge where we can now start working. And we'll be right back to show you how to pick up on the right side. All right, now we're going to pick up stitches on the right side. We're coming back with our tier 2 rectangles, and we need to pick stitches up along this edge right here. If we're having a hard time seeing, if we curl it a little bit, we can see where the actual edge is. We want to go underneath this entire edge stitch. And just like before, I like to give a count to myself before I get started so I know exactly where I need to be putting my needle in. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That means I'm going to start right here in this very close stitch. So let's scoot my needle to the tip of the work here, and here we go right in here, and we're going to wrap around and bring out our first stitch. Next one's going to be right here, and again I'm going to roll this fabric to make sure I'm seeing the true edge stitch here. I'm going to go in right there like that, wrap, bring out number 2, here's number 3, and go right in. 4, I'm constantly checking to make sure I'm on the true edge and not accidentally too far over into my work. Here's 5, 6. I'm using my left hand to maneuver the fabric to make it easier. Number 7 and number 8. Get my needle out of the way here. number 8. And there we have it, 8 picked up stitches, ready to work a tier 2 rectangle.